I'm up here in Northwest Florida right now, hoping, just waiting for some kind of criminal charges to come against our Congressman Matt Gaetz. But down in South Florida, officials down there are actually preparing for a different set of criminal charges to be filed against another Republican, former politician. And that person actually happens to be Donald Trump. According to reports that came out yesterday, Palm Beach County officials are actually working on a plan on how they're going to go and arrest Donald Trump should New York file charges against the former president. They're coming up with a plan on how they're going to arrest him, where they're going to get him, how they're going to extradite him, all of that. But there's a very big problem that they're not factoring into their plans just yet. And that problem is the fact that under Florida law, the governor has the final say on any extradition. And the governor of Florida, as we all know, is the Trump-loving Ron DeSantis. So Ron DeSantis would actually have the authority to choose to not comply with any extradition order that came from the state of New York, which would then set up a massive legal battle. But it would also, and this is a funny part, it would essentially lock Donald Trump in to the state of Florida. Because as soon as he steps out of Florida, they could issue an extradition order to wherever else he may go, and they either may not have the same statutes that allow their governor to not comply, or it may be a Democratic-run state where the governor says, oh, hell yeah, come get the SOB. So that's what we're looking at here. But a word of caution for Ron DeSantis, right? If charges were to be filed against the former president of the United States, it would be one of the biggest stories in the history of the United States. It simply would. Okay, that's just not something that happens. This would be run on every single major network. They would have helicopters. They would have people on the ground with cameras trying to get a shot of the president in his handcuffs. Everybody would know this would happen. Everybody would know what the charges are. So if Ron DeSantis were to look at all that, the media circus that would erupt over this particular incident, again, if it happens, and they wouldn't be planning for it if they didn't think it was a possibility, Ron DeSantis would have to look the entire country in the eye and say, I'm not doing this. And yeah, it's going to win you some points with the MAGA crowd, sure. But it's literally going to piss off everybody else. So any hope that Ron DeSantis had of running for president in 2024, or hell, even running for his own re-election in 2022, that likely goes down the drain. The presidential hopes, absolutely out the window, gone. So DeSantis would effectively be sacrificing his entire career to protect Donald Trump. Again, this is all assuming it goes down this way. Assuming the charges are filed and they arrest him, and assuming DeSantis does not allow for the extradition. So, DeSantis may have a choice, or may have to make a choice, I should say. He does have a choice, but he has to make it. And he may have to make it pretty soon, based on what we're seeing coming out of that New York prosecutor's office. And that's according to other prosecutors who are looking at this and saying, it looks like charges are coming soon. DeSantis can either throw his entire career away to protect Donald Trump, or he can just say, all right, and do what you got to do. There he is. I think we all know which one he's going to do. And honestly, I hope he does that one. I would love, maybe it's just, a little bit of the sadist in me, but honestly, come on, wouldn't you kind of love to see that? Like Donald Trump literally trapped in the state of Florida, afraid to step foot out of the state because he'd be arrested. Ron DeSantis pissing away his entire career to protect this guy. That would be fun. I'm not going to lie. That would be a hell of a lot of fun. And I am hoping that that is the way this plays out, because no matter what, it doesn't end well for either Trump or DeSantis. So it can either be bad for Trump or it can be bad for both of them. And I'm wanting it to be bad for both of them. This is Hattie. Hattie wants to know why you have not subscribed to our channel. You obviously like our videos, so do us a favor and subscribe.